Alright, let's get serious. If you really want to get monetized fast, you've got to stop treating YouTube like a hobby and start treating it like a mission, like a job, like the one thing that matters more than anything else you've ever tried. Because getting monetized isn't just about uploading a few videos and crossing your fingers. It's about going all in with a calculated, no-excuses strategy that doesn't wait for opportunity. It creates it. It doesn't rely on luck, it forces results. So if I was starting from scratch, no followers, no money, no team, no shoutouts, here's exactly what I would do. Step by step, move by move, the blueprint that actually works. First, I wouldn't worry about fancy gear. That's the trap people fall into. They think they need $2.00 camera or a full editing rig before they even post one video. Wrong. Use your phone. Phones today shoot in 4K. The camera doesn't matter as much as the content. What matters is if your video makes someone stop scrolling, stop thinking about everything else, and lean in. That doesn't take money. That takes ideas. That takes creativity. That takes obsession with making something people can't ignore. And that starts with your hook. The first 5 seconds of your video will either lock them in or lose them forever. That's the battlefield. Most people waste it saying, "Hey guys, welcome back to my channel." You just lost them. That intro is your death sentence. Nobody cares. Yet, you haven't earned that attention. So you've got to come in with something they didn't expect. Ask a crazy question. Make a bold promise. Say something wild. Show them something they've never seen. That opening moment has to slap them out of autopilot. Then we move to niche. I'm not just picking something I like. I'm picking something the internet already loves, not because I'm chasing trends, but because I'm studying demand. If there's a niche with high interest and low competition, I'm on it. If there's a wave already moving, I'm jumping on that board. The biggest mistake beginners make is uploading what they want instead of what people want. If nobody's searching for it, nobody's finding it. I don't care how good your video is. If it's about something no one is looking for, it's invisible. So I study. I go to the trending tab. I go to search bars. I use tools that show me what's being typed into YouTube every single day. I find the overlap between what's popular and what I can actually make. Then I go deep into that world. I don't just make one video. I plan a content system, a world of related videos. I make it so that if someone finds one, they'll want to watch 10 more. That's how I multiply watch time. That's how I build a rabbit hole of content. A tunnel that pulls people in and doesn't let them out. But the next piece is crucial. Uploading like a machine, not casually. Not when I feel like it, consistently, relentlessly. I'm talking 3 times a week minimum, and every time I upload, I'm watching what happens like a scientist. I study the metrics, click-through rate, average view duration, retention graphs. If people click and drop off, I don't cry. I adapt, I edit tighter, I sharpen the pacing, I rework my intros. Every failed video is a clue, a lesson, an upgrade. And don't think this means quantity over quality. It means quantity with quality. Every upload is a chance to get better, to learn what works, to discover what my audience actually cares about. If I don't upload, I don't get data. If I don't get data, I don't grow. So I treat every video like a test and every result like gold. I don't guess, I measure. Now let's talk about thumbnails and titles. They're not decorations, they're not last-minute add-ons. They're 80% of the reason people click or don't. The title is your headline, your pitch. It needs to create immediate curiosity, not vague, not boring, not vlog #14. Or my day in the life. Who cares? Your title needs to make the viewer feel like they have to click or they'll miss something amazing, something crazy, something mind-blowing. Use emotion, use tension, use urgency, make it impossible to scroll past. And your thumbnail, that's your visual bait. It needs contrast, emotion, color, faces, action. It should tell a story in one image, not cluttered, not confusing, simple, clean, punchy. Ask yourself this, would you click it? If the answer's no, start over, and here's a tip. Test your thumbnail in grayscale. If it doesn't stand out without color, it won't pop in the feed. Make it visible at a tiny size. You're fighting for real estate in a crowded battlefield. Stand out or sit down. Now, let's zero in on the metric that actually gets you monetized. Watch time, not views, not likes. Watch time. You need 0 hours of people actually watching your content. That's a beast. Unless you're smart. And the smartest way to build watch time is to keep people watching longer. So your videos have to be sticky, addictive, every second matters, cut the fluff, cut the dead air, cut the random rambling. If it doesn't move the story or build tension, delete it. Your video should escalate, build, reward attention, make the viewer say, I need to see what happens next. And then give them a reason to watch another. End with a cliffhanger, a teaser, a call to the next video. If you thought this was crazy, wait until you see what I did here. That keeps the session going. That's what the algorithm loves. Long viewing sessions from the same viewer. If someone watches 3 of your videos in a row, you just made a friend, and YouTube just made a note. That's how you earn favor from the system, not by tricking it, but by serving it. So you create bingeable content. Series, not standalones. You link videos together, you use end screens, you build playlists. Think about Netflix. One episode leads into another. That's how they keep you up all night. You want the same thing. You want people to fall into your world and never want to leave. That's how your channel becomes a destination, not just a pit stop. Now, let's talk about your viewers, not numbers, not stats, real people. Treat them like it. Ask them questions in your video. Pin their best comments, reply to them. Mention them in your content, make them feel like they matter. Because they do. You're not just building an audience. You're building a community. People stick around when they feel seen, when they feel part of something. So engage, connect, appreciate, and never forget it's not your channel, it's ours, then there's collaboration. Don't wait until you're big. Find creators your size. Reach out with ideas, not asks. Don't say, can I be in your video? Say, hey, I've got a wild idea that could help both of us. Let's make something epic. Bring value. Bring creativity. Collaborations open doors. They introduce you to new audiences. They force you to level up. And they build relationships that can change your life. Want another growth lever? Shorts. The vertical gold rush, under 60 seconds, fast, paced, hook in the first second, end with a twist, make it loopable. These are getting millions of views. Shorts are being pushed hard by the platform. It's a gateway drug to your channel. Blow up a short, then link it to your long-form content. That's how you funnel views and gain subscribers fast. You don't even need a computer. Film on your phone, edit in your pocket. Publish today. And live streams, they're underrated. Go live for 2 hours, get 10 people watching. That's 100 watch time minutes in one go. And if your stream's good, people stay, they interact, they connect. Streams create deeper bonds. They also make your content library grow fast. You can even repurpose streams into highlight clips. Double the value, half the work. Let's not forget calls to action, but don't be boring. Don't just say like and subscribe. Give people a reason. Tie it into the content. Make it funny. Make it part of the story. If I survive this challenge, you have to subscribe. Make it a game. Make it emotional. Make it matter. Every little click adds up. And if you ask with authenticity and creativity, people listen. But even with all this, you won't win if you're not obsessed. You have to want it more than sleep, more than comfort, more than distractions. You've got to study the greats, watch what works, break it down, copy the principles, not the content, understand why that video got 10 million views, reverse engineer every move, be a student of the game. This isn't about uploading casually and hoping. This is about uploading strategically and dominating. I'd wake up thinking about ideas. I'd fall asleep thinking about titles. I'd watch my own videos 10 times to find what drags. I'd test thumbnails with my friends. I'd spend more time in the analytics tab than on TikTok. I'd treat this like my only shot, because in a way it is. YouTube gives anyone with an idea and internet access a chance to build a life on their terms. That's power, that's freedom, and it doesn't care who you are. It only cares how hard you work. So if you're serious about getting monetized fast, you can't be casual, you can't be comfortable, you can't be normal. You've got to be relentless, strategic, unstoppable. You've got to show up when others quit. You've got to post when no one's watching. You've got to believe before there's proof. Because if you do this right, if you commit, if you grind, if you study and adjust and keep pushing, monetization isn't a dream, it's just the beginning. Now that you've got the foundation in place, the ideas, the upload schedule, the watch time strategy, the mindset, let's go deeper. Because this is where most people stall out. They start strong, post a few videos, get discouraged when the numbers aren't explosive, and then fade out. That's not what we're doing. We're not here for a spike, we're here for domination. And that requires phase 2, refinement, leverage, and scale. You've posted your first set of videos, maybe 10, maybe 15. You're starting to see what works and what doesn't. Now is where you go full scientist. You don't just keep uploading blindly. You study your hits and dissect your misses. You look at your analytics and ask the real questions. Where did people drop off? Why did this title perform better than the others? Which thumbnail had the highest click-through rate? Why did this video pop while the others flopped? This part is critical, because every answer you uncover gives you leverage. The algorithm isn't your enemy, it's your mirror. It shows you exactly what's resonating, and you don't need 100 videos to figure it out. Sometimes 5 will tell you everything. The way people behave on your channel is the truth. Lean into that. Don't argue with it, adapt to it. The channel is telling you where to go, if you're willing to listen. Once you see a pattern, a topic, a structure, a hook that works, you double down, you don't get cute. You go all in. If people love extreme challenges, you make 3 more. If they love breakdowns or tutorials or experiments, you refine and repeat. The audience decides what you do next, and if you serve them well, they serve you back. Views, likes, shares, subs, they all follow when you give people exactly what they want at a level they didn't expect. Now let's talk reinvention, because even once you find your groove, you can't stay stale. The best channels evolve constantly. They level up production, they tighten their scripts, they test new formats, they try new storytelling angles. Even if one style is working, you should already be experimenting with the next version of it. Don't wait for decline to start innovating, beat it there. Stay one step ahead of burnout and boredom, and this is where reinvesting comes in. As soon as I start earning even a little from you too, whether it's $5 or $50, I don't blow it. I reinvest every penny back into the channel. I upgrade my mic. I get better lighting. I buy props or software or editing help. Not because I need flashy stuff, but because every dollar I put back into the system helps me grow faster. This is a business, and every business reinvests in itself before it profits. And when it comes to growth acceleration, let's not ignore the secret weapon, audience feedback. Your comments section is a gold mine. People will literally tell you what they liked, what they didn't, what they want more of, and what you should never do again, and it's all free. Every creator says they want to serve their audience. Well, here's your chance. Go through those comments, look for patterns, see what keeps coming up. The people who watch you are giving you the cheat code. All you've got to do is take notes. Now let's talk retention again, because this one metric can take you from invisible to unstoppable. The longer people watch, the harder your video gets pushed. So you need to master storytelling. Even if you're not making scripted content, every video needs a narrative. A beginning that grabs attention, a middle that builds tension, and an end that satisfies or surprises. If your videos are just flat or repetitive, people leave. But if they feel like they're being taken on a ride, they stay. Think of every second of your video like it's costing the viewer something. They're spending their attention. You better be delivering value every time. That could be entertainment, education, emotion. It doesn't matter, but don't waste their time. If they feel like they're just waiting for something to happen, they'll bounce. So be ruthless with your edits. Cut anything that doesn't serve the story or drive momentum. That's how you earn longer watch times and create videos people actually finish. And then you use that momentum to build a flywheel. You start linking everything together. When someone finishes one video, they're offered another, and another, and another. You use end screens, cards, pinned comments, verbal mentions, whatever it takes to build loops. You want people trapped in your world, not because you're tricking them, but because you're delivering so much value they don't want to leave. That's the difference between a one-hit channel and a movement. Let's also talk about momentum stacking. When you finally have a video that performs better than the rest, don't waste the opportunity. That's your launchpad. Make your next video the perfect follow-up. Ride the wave. YouTube is paying attention. If you deliver strong back content, you get more impressions, you get featured, you get recommended. But if you go silent or post something totally off brand right after a hit, you kill your own momentum. Use your spikes wisely. Momentum is rare. Protect it. Now let's be real for a second. There are going to be weeks where nothing works, where your best video tanks, where your numbers dip, where you start wondering if it's even worth it. That's the test. That's the moment where most people give up. But the ones who keep going, they win, not overnight, not without frustration, but eventually, because YouTube isn't about one viral hit. It's about persistence, consistency, endurance. The algorithm rewards the ones who show up and keep showing up. And it's not just the system, it's your audience too. People respect consistency. They trust creators who are reliable. If you vanish for 3 weeks with no explanation, they stop caring. But if you're always there, always posting, always bringing value, they root for you, they become loyal, they start sharing you, they become part of the journey. And when people feel like they're part of your journey, they don't just subscribe. They evangelize, they tell their friends, they share your content in group chats, they comment with passion, they defend you in threads. That's how you turn viewers into fans and fans into a tribe, but it only happens when they feel like they know you. So let them in, show your process, share your failures, be real. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be human. That's another major growth key. Personality. You could be doing the exact same niche as 10 other people, but your energy, your humor, your voice, that's what makes people stick. Don't try to be someone else. Don't copy a style that doesn't feel right. Be the most you version of yourself possible, and amplify it. Exaggerate your strengths, own your quirks. That's what makes you memorable. That's what makes people come back for you, not just your content. Now if you're under 0 subscribers and feeling like nobody's watching, good, that's your training ground. This is where you get to practice in the shadows. You get to try things without pressure. You get to fail in peace. Use it. Don't rush through it. This is the season where your skills get forged, where you build your rhythm, where you learn to make videos people want, even when no one's asking. If you can stay consistent now when nobody's clapping, you're already ahead. But here's the real unlock. You don't need 1 million views to get monetized. You need focus. 100 views on a sticky, high-retention video is more valuable than 10,000 views that bounce in 10 seconds. 10 true fans who watch everything you make, comment, share, and stick around. That's the foundation of a business. Monetization isn't magic, it's math. 4,000 hours of people actually watching what you create. Spread across videos, built through effort, achievable for anyone who commits. And once you hit that 4,000 hours and 1,000 subscribers, the door opens. You're eligible for monetization, but don't stop there. That's just the beginning. Now you start testing monetization strategies, mid-rolls, end-rolls, ad placement. You see how much each video earns. You experiment with longer form content to maximize ad time. You test what types of videos earn better CPM. You learn the business behind the art, and beyond AdSense, brand deals, sponsorships, affiliate links, merch, memberships, fan funding, there are so many revenue streams. But they all start with building trust and delivering value. Brands want to work with creators who have influence, not just reach. If your audience listens to you, if they follow your recommendations, if they engage deeply, your value is sky. high even with small numbers. You don't need millions to make a full-time income. You need clarity, consistency, and creativity. And here's the wild part. This whole journey, from zero to monetized, doesn't have to take years. If you treat this like a mission, if you move fast, learn faster, and post like it's life or death, you can hit that goal in months, maybe even weeks, not because you're lucky, but because you earned it. Because you showed up every day, studied what worked, improved every time, and never gave up. So if you're still wondering if it's possible, stop wondering. It is, but it won't happen with average effort. It won't happen if you treat this like a casual side project. It happens when you go all in, when you decide that this is what you want, and then you chase it like your life depends on it. Because the truth is, if you stick with it long enough, if you outwork everyone around you, if you stay focused while everyone else gets distracted, there's no way you lose. You don't just get monetized. You get momentum, you get mastery, you get freedom, and once you taste that, you'll never go back. So now you've got the blueprint, not fluff, not theory, a plan, a real raw step-by-step process that works, if you work it. But here's the truth most people won't tell you. It's not the algorithm that decides your future. It's not luck. It's not some secret strategy. It's you. You are the variable. You are the difference between a channel that dies quietly and one that explodes out of nowhere. It's the effort you bring, the creativity you commit to, and the consistency you refuse to compromise on. This game rewards obsession. It rewards those who are willing to learn faster, test harder, and push longer than the average person ever would. So if you're serious about monetizing fast, stop dipping your toe in the water and cannonball in. Outwork your doubt. Outlearn your mistakes. Outlast your excuses. And remember, everyone who's crushing it now, they started where you are, with 0 views, 0 subs, and a dream.